Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Thursday, July 17th, 2025. I'm your presenter, Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. The Nevis Historical and Conservation Society recently held a stakeholder consultation with a view to shaping a sustainable, self-financing and community-serving future for the Bath Hotel. The consultation formed part of the second phase of a project to conserve the Bath Hotel. Executive Director of the NHCS, Theresia Herbert, gave some background on the project.
The NHCS has been awarded the Ambassadors Fund for Cultural Preservation Grants. This would be our second round. This grant is facilitated by the U.S. Embassy Bridgetown. It is a pretty prestigious grant, and it is really amazing that we got it not only once, but this would be our second round of funding from this grant. So the first grant, which was given in 2022, the purpose of that was to sort of address critical issues with the hotel. And so this round of funding is sort of to bring the hotel to more of a usable state.
Community members, business owners, cultural workers, creatives, and others with an interest in the Bath Hotel were invited to the stakeholder consultation. They discussed what they would like to see happen at the historical site with the consultant for the project, tourism development strategist Kennedy Pemberton.
We've talked about the rights of the community. We've talked about the time for works. We've talked about the plans for use. We've talked about authenticity. We've talked about Bath House and its inseparable relationship with the Bath Hotel. And there's consensus that some restoration on the house also needs to happen. We've talked about how do we define community. Who's a Bath villager, who's not a Bath villager, maybe first generation children, maybe second, what the case is. We've looked at cost, timeline, income from outfit. Right, we've talked about some possible options for creating revenue that comes back into the management, whether we're leasing spaces, using it for tours, special events. We're talking about management structures. We're talking about what uses do we have, what businesses could occupy or have access to, what community activities and events could happen here. We also need to talk about how does the community support this, because as we said from the beginning, if we are going to be authentic, if it's going to remain successful, it has to have your support.
Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, John Hanley, thanked those who attended the consultation as well as the NHCS for giving the Ministry of Tourism the opportunity to partner with the Society on the project.
I want to advise us that the Ministry of Tourism is the legal custodian of this building, so we must be involved in this project. So I wish to make that extremely and abundantly clear. So we, as the consultant would have said, the preferred management structure is a three-part arrangement: the Ministry of Tourism, the NHCS, and the Bath community. So that is what we are going to pursue, but I want to make it quite clear that the Ministry of Tourism must be involved in this project. So I am very pleased with the recommendations for the use of the building that were made, and as Kennedy quite correctly said, it seems that you were listening to our conversations, because almost identically what you recommended is what we would have discussed behind private doors, so to speak.
The stakeholder consultation on the future use of the Bath Hotel can be viewed in its entirety via Nevis Newscast YouTube channel. In commemoration of the Federation's 42nd anniversary of independence, under the theme Perpetual Progress, a Sustainable Future in View, the Prime Minister's Office announces the opening of nominations for the 2025 National Honours Awards. These prestigious awards recognize exceptional citizens whose dedication, innovation, and service have significantly advanced the nation's sustainable development and embody the spirit of perpetual progress. Copies of the nomination form are available at the Premier's Ministry on the second floor of the Social Security Building at Penny's. Nominations can also be submitted digitally via the link on your screen. The public is urged to nominate deserving individuals whose achievements resonate with the criteria of the award categories. Each nomination must include a completed form and a detailed profile highlighting the nominee's contributions to St. Kitts and Nevis. All nominations must be received by July 31st, 2025. Public primary school students are the recipients of the 2025 Nevis Association of Washington, D.C. Naomi Daniel-Browne Award. The ceremony took place on Wednesday, July 16th at the Department of Education, where Sharonique Foster of Violet O. Jeffers Nichols Primary, Tikwan Connor of St. Thomas's Primary, Jenny L. White of Charlestown Primary, Savon Johnson of Ivor Walters Primary, Tajian Tross of Elizabeth Pemberton Primary, Juliana Freeman of Joycelyn Libert Primary, and Kimora Phillip of St. James Primary School received their awards in the presence of their parents and representatives of the Daniel family in the persons of Jasmine Daniel and Yuta Trish Taylor.
The Daniel family of Mid-Spasher wishes to thank NEVDC for acknowledging and awarding the excellence of students on Naomi's behalf. Naomi was an inspiring and impactful teacher here in Nevis and also in the United States. She worked individually and holistically with students to help them strive to achieve their highest potential. Education is essential for a life without limits.
Chairperson of the ceremony, Julie Pemberton, spoke on the legacy of the late Naomi Daniel-Browne.
Teacher Naomi Daniel-Browne was a passionate teacher. She hailed from Gingerland, Mid-Spasher to be exact. She taught for many years, both here at the then Gingerland Primary School, now the Joycelyn Libert Primary School. She would have migrated to the U.S. and she continued in the field of education. Unfortunately, she passed away a few years ago. So to continue her legacy, and she was also part of the Nevis Association of Washington, D.C., they have continued to show her love and appreciation. So what they have been doing for a number of years, they have been awarding the most improved grade 5 student in all of the public primary school. But for Joycelyn Libert Primary School, the award is given to the top grade 6 student.
According to Pemberton, the scholarship includes financial assistance to aid in purchasing school supplies. Delivering remarks on behalf of the Ministry of Education was Principal Assistant Secretary Jamir Claxton.
I like to be put in positions like this because it allows me the opportunity to recognize the work of a great organization like NEVDC. I think they have been doing a good job in relation to Nevis, and also I think it's a wonderful way of honoring the legacy of Naomi Daniel. I wanted to give NEVDC a round of applause for honoring the legacy of Mrs. Daniel-Browne through this wonderful scholarship. I also want to take this opportunity to congratulate the recipients of this award. You're here, you received the award because you're deserving, and I want you as students to represent this award in the way it should be. Continue to strive for excellence in your schoolwork, continue to strive to be good citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis, specifically Nevis. Yeah, that's want to be that. And just continue to represent your school, your parents, your family, the best you can. So once again, congratulations on behalf of the Ministry of Education, and best of luck.
This is the 5th cohort of students to benefit from the Nevis Association of Washington, D.C. Naomi Daniel-Browne Scholarship. The 20th edition of the Summer Safety Program, hosted by the Nevis Division of the St. Kitts and Nevis Fire and Rescue Services, came to a successful close on Friday, July 11th, with a march through Charlestown. More than 90 primary school students participated in the week-long exercise. Divisional Fire Officer Mavis White Archibald is the coordinator of the program.
It was a good program. It was a lot of work, but it was a really good program. We had a total of 92 registered children, and the areas covered were water safety, fire safety, traffic safety, crime and violence, financial literacy, and we had our own in-house training. And we had a match, we planned for a match, and we completed that match this morning. That I think was a real success. And I just want to say thanks to the parents for sending out their children. And I really want you to send out your children next year, God's willing, and we'll have another good time. Some of them are repeaters, and I think they're repeaters because they enjoy what we do and they always want to come back. And I just want to say thanks to the parents for trusting us with their children. Keep sending them. We won't send anybody back.
The 2025 Summer Safety Program was sponsored by Best Buy Supermarket, Four Seasons Resort, Oali Beach Resort, Mount Davis Hotel, St. Kitts and Nevis Social Security Board, National Caribbean Insurance, Nevis Bakery, Calypso Restaurant, Development Bank of St. Kitts and Nevis, Republic Bank, Nelson's Spring Water, Island Flavors, Sunshine's Bar and Grill, TDC Group of Companies, Turtle Time, The Finished Touch, Yatsman Grill, The Hermitage, Bananas Restaurant, Ministry of Education, Lime Beach Bar and Grill, Bodies Restaurant, Montpelier Hotel, Zone 1 Auto, Island Purified Water, Nevis Cooperative Credit Union, and Hosford's Value Mart.
I also want to thank all of the sponsors. Thank you. Your sponsorship did down in the success of our program, and I just want to say thanks again for your continued support. We couldn't do it without you.
Granted the title of a junior firefighter, the participants were awarded certificates indicating that they have learned the rules of fire safety and prevention. And that's how we end this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I am Bronte Swanston Hendrickson. Thank you for viewing.